name's Scott, and welcome to some chair yoga this evening. You'll need a sturdy chair, some comfy clothes, and you can choose to go barefooted or keep your shoes on. You might want to avoid socks to avoid any slipping issues. And then just take a moment or two, kind of shift around in your chair. You're listening to some whales in the background there and her music. So sometimes I like to think of maybe sitting at the beach and just shifting around in the sand to get comfy. Your back can be out away from the chair, or to start with, it's nice to just relax onto the surface of your chair with your feet grounded on the floor. Your hands can rest on your legs. And we'll take some time before we begin our practice here to focus on our breath. Our breath, or your breath, is the essence of our practice. Everything is centered around the breath in yoga. Yoga means to join together, and we join together our body, our mind, and our spirit through our breath. So let's inhale through our nose. Your lips can part, and you can enjoy a nice exhale. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through an open mouth. I like to think of inhaling a smile, exhaling, letting go of the cares of your day. We continue breathing in this manner, or if there's no respiratory issues, we can allow our lips to close. Just inhaling and exhaling through our nose. And as you breathe, you'll notice some wonderful things happening. The first of which is that your breath begins to lengthen and slow down. As your breath lengthens and slows, you feel some relaxation spreading throughout your body. As your breath slows, your mind does as well. We're going to use our breath as our guide this evening as we move through some asanas or poses. And a lot of times we'll do these on an inhale or an exhale. So we're going to think about our spine and the way it moves. You can keep your back against this back surface of your chair, or you can lean out forward a little bit. We're going to think about lengthening it. If you're like me, as I age and enjoy eating, I tend to start slumping down. And so we're going to think about lengthening our spine. Our hands are going to come to the level of our waist, palms turned out. On an inhale, our hands begin rising. Your spine lengthens. When your hands get to your shoulders, we'll turn them down. And as you exhale, the hands and arms float down. We'll do this several more times. On an inhale, spine lengthens, arm rise. As you exhale, the hands float down. You feel that grounded feeling moving down into your body, the surface of your chair, down through your legs, into your feet. The next time, your hands flow down. We're just going to rest them here on our legs. We're going to think about the side-to-side movement of our spine. And so we're going to allow our torso to sway. Your movement can be big enough so that you feel something in your lower back and your hips. A lot of times we sit for long periods of time. We're just kind of addressing those areas that tighten up after we sit for a while. Hopefully this feels good. We're going to expand this movement into making some circles. Your circles can be big or small. You can change direction whenever you like. Our motto this evening, or in any yoga practice, is to find what feels good for you. Move in that way. You don't want to be in any pain. So find what feels good. So we continue breathing in and out through our nostrils. And then we'll slowly make our way back to center. We're going to take our nose. We're going to make some circles with our nose. Your circles can be small or big, and you can change direction whenever you like. If you like, your eyes can close if that makes it easier or more comfortable for you. Just taking a few moments to unwind our neck. And then our head returns to its normal place. Our eyes can open. On your next inhale, our shoulders rise, moving towards our ears. As you exhale, they're going to roll down and back. We'll do that several more times. Just moving at the perfect pace of your own breath. We tend to carry a lot of tension in our shoulders. So with this exaggerated movement here, just visualize all that stress and tension in your world, your life, rolling down off your back, away from you. The shoulders and arms can relax to their normal place. We're going to allow our arms to lengthen and just hang. On an inhale, our hands and arms rise, reaching out to the sides and lifting up towards the sky. So we're not only finding length from our pinkies through our arms, but also throughout our spine. Welcoming this feeling of the length in spine and arms. Palms turn out. On your next exhale, we want to feel that wonderful feeling of your hands and arms just floating down. We'll repeat that again. On an inhale, our hands and arms rise. Our palms turn out. On an exhale, the hands and arms float down. And once more. Your gaze can look up past your fingers if that's comfortable, or it can remain focused ahead. Our hands return to the tops of our legs. And we're going to take our right hand and arm and we're going to move it behind our back, right along the waistline. And I like to either visualize, or actually not just visualize, but actually tuck a thumb in my waistband or maybe a belt loop, and I'll show you what that looks like. Just allowing it to hang here. And it doesn't have to make it all the way over. It can be in the middle of your back or wherever's comfortable for you. So find that. And we're still setting up, so our spine remains nice and long. And then we're going to take our left ear over towards our left shoulder. We're just going to think about relaxing the head down. And you're going to feel something wonderful through the right side of your neck. And as you relax the shoulder down, some wonderful things through your shoulder and down into your arm. Slowly we begin releasing Our right hand comes back out to the top of our right leg, and we'll take our left hand behind us, finding the place that's right for you. Maybe tucking a thumb in the waistband or in a loop of your pants. And then our right ear lowers towards our shoulder. Think about relaxing the left shoulder down. And this evening, always breathing. Allowing that slow rhythm of breath to flow in, flow out of your body. Slowly releasing. Head rises, your left arm comes out in front. And we're going to allow both hands and arms to rise. If you've ever wanted to play piano, this is your opportunity. So we're going to begin wiggling our fingers. And we're going to bring both hands over to the right. And then slowly come back out to the front and over to the other side. So still checking in with our spine, allowing it to rotate. One of the other movements of the spine. Staying within your range of motion. So that means you get to stop where you need to. And then move to the other side. Once more. To each side. And as we come back to the front or center, we're going to get fancy with our piano playing. Maybe envisioning a circular keyboard as our hands move away from each other and come back to the front. And as you do this, notice what you're feeling. The fronts of your arms, across the front top of your torso, above your heart. As our hands come back together, our fingers can pause, and we'll just allow our fingers to tuck down towards our palms. We'll make a few circles with our wrists here, circling one way and then the other. Our hands will pause, and then we'll lower down to our thighs. Maybe scooching a little bit out from the back of your chair. And your feet can widen if you like. We're going to begin with our hands here on the tops of our thighs. And on an exhale, our hands begin sliding down our legs, past our knees, towards our shins, as our heart moves forward. Your head can on an inhale, we're going to rise back up. We're just going to repeat that, moving, flowing with our breath. If you'd like, your head can either stay in line with your spine or your head can lower as you slide down. And your head can rise as your torso rises. If you're feeling any dizziness, just keep your head in line with your spine, and then maybe don't go as far forward. So hopefully you're feeling something in your lower back, moving into your hips. We'll enjoy one more. Our hands can move on to our chair for support. We can scoot out towards the end of our chair, and we're just going to allow our knees to kind of windshield wipe from side to side. Just noticing what this movement feels in our hips. And we can play with it. If it feels better for us to bring our feet closer towards each other, that's okay. Our legs will pause. Be scooting back on our chair a little bit or staying there. Our hands come out in front, and we're going to allow both legs to lengthen. I'm going to place my hands behind my left thigh and my left leg. And on my next exhale, I'm going to draw that knee in towards my heart. On an inhale, I lengthen the leg and the foot returns to the floor. I bring my hands over to my other leg. On my next exhale, I draw that knee in towards my heart. As I inhale, I lower that leg down. And we're just going to go from side to side or leg to leg, moving with our breath. And in yoga, we call that a flow, when we sync a movement with our breath. So we're flowing here. Noticing what you're feeling in your hamstring, that big muscle runs in the back of your leg, behind your thigh, and into your hip. The next time, we'll do one more on each side, just to make sure we're equal. And then, we're going to keep this left leg long, and we're going to place the hands again behind the thigh, but the leg comes up. And we're going to point the toes, and then we're going to flex the foot. So the top of the foot moves towards your shin. And we'll do that a few more times. Becoming aware of what you're feeling in the bottom of your foot, in your ankle, in your shin. And then we'll make some circles with that raised foot that's in the air, circling the foot one direction, and then the other. Foot will pause, and we'll lower it down to the floor. Our hands move underneath the thigh of our right leg, and we'll lift it up. We'll start doing circles there. We'll point and flex first. So we'll point the toes away from you, then we'll flex the foot, top of the foot coming into your shin. Repeating that a few times. Now we can make some circles. Circling one way and then the other. Welcoming these sensations you're feeling in your foot and your leg. We'll pause and lower that foot down. And then our knees bend. Our feet come back underneath them. Nice sturdy foundation here. We're going to do some blast offs. Now we have a couple of options here for our hands. We can hold on to the chair, the base of the chair, or if your chair has some armrest, you can use those. Or we can have our arms out in front. We're going to try to do 10 blast offs. So, if your hands are on your chair, it looks blast up off. We're going to stand up and rise. And then we're going to lower down to our chair. If your hands are out in front, it may look like this. So that's 2. So we only have 8 more. This is a wonderful way to build some strength in your legs. And remember that option to use your chair either in rising or lowering. I hope you're keeping count. I think that's 5. Hang in there. One more. Wonderful. This time we're going to stay up. So we're going to walk behind our chair, or you have the option to turn it. I'm going to turn mine so that you can see, or actually turn it to the side so you can see what I'm doing better. Balance is so important. We're going to enjoy a couple of balancing poses here. Now we have an option for this. I turn so that my left hand is touching the chair. It could be either hand. My hand can rest on the chair, helping support. It can hover, or I can bring my hands to my heart. And none of these is any better than the other one. It's about taking care of yourself. On an exhale, my hands flow down and one knee rises to the level of my hips. On an inhale, the foot returns to the floor, hand to my heart. And then we'll do that on the other side. Our gaze is focused, meaning we're looking at something. And here's what it looks like if your hand's holding on to the chair or hovering. And remember, it's okay to try any of these or make any of these modifications. So not only are we engaging the muscles in our legs, our hips, to help our knees rise, but we're practicing on our balance. Do one more on each side. And then I am going to rest my left hand on the chair. On an inhale, my right hand and arm rises up, and it's going to reach up. I find the length of my spine, my arm, and then my right hand can move over to my left. If that doesn't feel comfy to you, just allow it to go back up, maintaining the link, reaching the fingers up. Either one. Notice what you're feeling inside as you open the right side waist of your body. And the chair is nice for this because it can help support us and actually enable you to enjoy this pose more than if we didn't have our chair here. And our fingers rise, our palm turns out, and on an exhale, that hand and arm floats down. Now you can turn and we'll face the other direction. Our right hand is on the chair, and this is what it looks like from the rear view. On an inhale, the left hand and arm rises up. You find the length in the arm and your spine, and then that left hand moves over to the right, opening that left side waist of your body. Always breathing this evening. And inhaling, fingers up. Exhaling. That hand and arm floats down. So we're behind our chair and we're going to rest our hands on the top of the back of our chair. Feet are nice and sturdy. And I'm going to keep my left hand on the chair, and then my right hand and arm is going to rise up. Now that's one option, and it can come down. And then my other one comes up. We can just do arms here, or we can add a leg. So when my right arm rises up, I can step back with this left leg. And here's going to show you a little bit better. I can either stay on my toes, or that foot can go in the air. And we'll just alternate. One arm rises and the opposite leg. And the other arm and leg. So not only are we balancing, this is a wonderful core strengthening activity. We'll do one more. On each side. And I'll show you, still remaining at the back of your chair, another balancing activity before we return to our chair. We're going to move back, and our hand's going to be at the edge of our chair. We're going to visualize a line on the floor, and maybe you have a wood floor, you can see a line, or not, it's okay. And then we're going to pick up one foot, and we're going to bring that heel right in front of the toes of the other foot. And we'll just repeat that with the other foot. Heel to toes. Our hand can remain holding on to the chair. And when you get to the end of your chair, we're just going to back up. So this time the toes go behind the heel. Some of you may find this challenging. Some of you may say this is easy. So you can allow, instead of holding on, you can allow the hand to hover or just move along your side. And if you're like me, there's usually a lot of kids things, or maybe not so much kids items on the floor anymore, like cars, but maybe there's dog or cat toys. So this time, we're going to do it again. We're going to think of lifting that foot up higher, like we're stepping over an item on the floor. Remember, your hand could be on the chair, hovering, or along your side. When you get to the end of the chair, just back up. Beautiful. Now we're still behind our chair. We're going to turn and face the chair. So it looks something like this. Both hands are on the back of our chair, and our feet are going to walk back behind us. Our feet are going to remain underneath our hips, and then we're just going to lower down so our torso becomes parallel, if we can, with the floor. And what we're going for here is support with our hands, and our hips are going to move back behind us so we find length in our spine, especially our lower back. We soften the muscles of our face here, relaxing our heart down towards the earth. And slowly rising, feet walking back towards your chair. We'll come to the front of our chair. And we'll help ourselves to a seat. It feels good to be sitting back down again. We're going to enjoy a twist now. So we're going to turn to the right. And we can rest our right arm on the back of our chair. And we'll take our left hand with our spine nice and long. And we'll turn towards the back of our chair. We'll place this left hand on the side of the chair. We can keep this right hand on top if that feels good, or we have the option to slide this right hand over and grasp the other side of our chair. There's no right or wrong, so find what feels good for you here. Slowly releasing back to the front. Legs come back to the front, and we begin moving over to the left. Our left arm rests on the back of our chair. Our spine is long, and then we turn our heart towards the back of the chair. Right hand holding onto the side. Staying here where this left arm can slide off the top of the chair over to the left side. So find what feels good for you in this pose. Remembering to breathe. Releasing our legs coming out to the front. Getting comfortable here. And with your back a little bit away from the back of the chair, hands resting on the chair, your legs. We're going to check in with our spine again. Your eyes can stay open, or if you'd like to allow them to close, it's okay. We'll begin with that gentle side-to-side swaying movement. we'll expand that into making some circles. Circling one direction. And then the other. We enjoyed some different movements as we went through the asanas or poses this evening. So I always like to end with this. Just checking in again with our spine. Taking your time to come back to center. Maybe turning or scooting back to how we began. Just allowing your back to rest upon the surface of the chair. Getting comfortable here. Hands resting on the tops of your legs. And it's always nice to end in yoga with a time called Shavasana, which means a time of just relaxing. And we went through all those poses not only to lengthen and strengthen our body, but to help provide a relaxation. And hopefully that feeling moved throughout your body as we used our breath to connect our mind and body and spirit. My daughter found this poem for me I'm going to share with you. It's from a book by Janet Wong that we found at Mid-Continent Public Library, entitled Yoga Poems. And this one's entitled Breath. Breath is a broom sweeping your insides. Smooth and slow, you pull scattered bits of dream fluff and heart dust into neat piles. Smooth and slow, you coax shards of broken thoughts out of forgotten corners. Breath, your breath, is a broom sweeping you fresh. And while you allow that imagery to play within you, you can now allow your eyes to close, settling back onto the surface of your chair. And allow your attention, your focus to return to your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Welcome this relaxed feeling that you helped your body achieve by just setting aside a small amount of time to breathe and move your body with your breath. Slowly, your eyes can open. Thank you for joining me this evening for some yoga. You're usually in with a salutation of namaste. You can join me. You don't have to, it's okay. It just means What's good in me recognizes the goodness in you, and peace and love. Namaste. And this is the first of a 3-week series, so I hope to see you again next week. And we'll expand on some of the things we did, including some of our favorites, but enjoying a few different poses added in as well. So until next time, remember to breathe.